If you're turning your key in the ignition and your engine won't turn over no matter how hard you try, the culprit is likely a bad starter relay. But what exactly is a starter relay? And how can you know for sure that a bad starter relay is the cause of your car's problems? Let's examine the functions of a starter relay, the symptoms of a bad one, and how you can remedy the situation. What is a starter relay? The starter relay in a car plays a crucial role in the starting process of the vehicle. Its primary function is to act as a remote-controlled, high-current switch that controls the flow of electricity from the car's battery to the starter motor, allowing you to start your car. Functions of a starter relay. Number 1. High-current switching. The primary function of a starter relay is to act as a high-current switch. It controls the flow of electrical current from the car's battery to the starter motor, which requires a substantial amount of current to crank the engine. By serving as a switch, it allows a small, low-voltage signal from the ignition switch to activate the starter motor's high-current circuit. Number 2. Protecting the ignition switch. The starter relay helps protect the ignition switch from excessive current. The ignition switch typically operates at a lower current rating and may not withstand the high current required by the starter motor. By using a starter relay, the ignition switch only needs to handle the low voltage signal, reducing wear and tear on the switch. Number 3. Remote activation. The starter relay allows for remote activation of the starter motor. When you turn the key in the ignition or press the start button, it sends a signal to the starter relay, which then engages the starter motor. This remote operation makes it more convenient to start the vehicle. Number 4. Safety feature. The starter relay includes safety features to prevent accidental starter motor engagement. It typically requires the ignition switch to be in the start position before it activates the relay. This prevents the starter motor from engaging when the engine is already running or the key is turned inadvertently. Symptoms of a bad starter relay. Number 1. No cranking or clicking sound. When you turn the ignition key or press the start button, the engine does not crank, and you don't hear the familiar clicking sound associated with the starter engaging. This is a clear sign that the starter relay may be faulty and not allowing the electrical current to reach the starter motor. Number 2. Intermittent starting issues. You may experience intermittent starting problems, where the vehicle sometimes starts fine, but on other occasions, it fails to start. Number 3. Clicking sound without cranking. In some cases, you may hear a rapid clicking or chattering sound when trying to start the vehicle, but the engine does not crank. This noise is often associated with the starter relay rapidly engaging and disengaging due to an electrical problem. Number 4. Dimming lights. When attempting to start the car, you may notice that the interior lights or headlights dim significantly or flicker while turning the key. This dimming occurs because the starter relay is drawing power, but it is not effectively engaging the starter motor, causing a voltage drop. If you experience any of these symptoms, it's essential to have your vehicle diagnosed by a qualified mechanic to confirm the issue and determine whether the starter relay is indeed the cause. Replacing a faulty starter relay is generally a relatively straightforward and affordable repair. Causes of a bad starter relay. A bad starter relay can occur for several reasons, typically related to electrical or mechanical issues within the relay or its surrounding components. Here are 3 common causes of a bad starter relay. Number 1. Electrical wear and tear. Over time, the electrical contacts inside the starter relay can wear out due to repeated use. As these contacts degrade, they may not make a good electrical connection when the relay is activated. This can result in intermittent or no start conditions. Electrical wear and tear can be accelerated by factors like high current loads, poor electrical connections, or exposure to excessive heat. Number 2. Corrosion or contamination. Exposure to moisture, dirt, or corrosive substances can lead to corrosion or contamination of the starter relay and its connections. Corroded or contaminated contacts can hinder the flow of electrical current, causing poor conductivity and preventing the relay from functioning correctly. This can result in starting issues or failure. Number 3. Overheating. The starter relay can become overheated if it's subjected to excessive current for prolonged periods. This can happen due to various reasons, such as a failing starter motor drawing too much current, a high-resistance connection in the electrical system, or prolonged cranking attempts. It's worth noting that other factors, such as manufacturing defects or general component aging, can also contribute to the failure of a starter relay. When a bad starter relay is suspected, it's advisable to have it diagnosed and replaced by a qualified mechanic to ensure the reliable operation of your vehicle's starting system. Cost of replacing a bad starter relay. The typical expense for a starter relay replacement is around $67 to $74, with labor charges costing $29 to $36 and parts costing $38. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel and leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.